that mean you're not normal? I said,
weird.
don't be weird. She goes, I
camera.
am not normal. What's up, guys? It is Jonathan with One Big Impact, and this is Mima or Ashley. And real quick, this is going to be a video about 10 things to know before going to Galapagos. We have booked a ticket to Galapagos in a few months, and we have been doing a ridiculous amount of research and reading and different things, and she's really hungry, so she's eating. So there's that. And all right, so first thing is, according to her and everybody else that we are researching, they say bring cash. And I found out just recently a reason why we're needing to bring cash. First of all, the Galapagos Islands are about 600 miles off of the mainland of Ecuador. And then in addition to that, like Visa and all of the credit card companies are charging them to process about 13 to 16%. Therefore, they're just saying, screw it, we're not able to accept that unless we are, if you use your card, they're charging you 6 to 10%. So on top of whatever it is. So if you're buying like $100 room, prepare to spend another $10 or $20 or whatever. So understand that cash is king, and they are accepting the US dollar, which is really great. All right, next thing. Number 2, bring approved sunscreen, because sunscreen apparently is extremely expensive there. And you need to make sure it's no more than 3 ounces. Obviously, you're gonna be flying and stuff like that. So little tiny, you can get multiple things at 3 ounces each, but it has to be mineral, biodegradable, and obviously under 3 ounces. Number 3, reusable water bottle. A lot of people don't realize that the Galapagos Islands, the ocean around there is way saltier, and like 15 to 20% saltier than the regular oceans. So if you're swimming around in there, it's actually dehydrating you at an accelerated rate. And you can't, because it is still like third world country or whatever you want to call it. They don't have water that you can drink out of the tap and stuff like that. So it's important, unless you want to be buying water bottles everywhere. Galapagos can be a little bit higher in money, so you need to make sure that you have a reusable water bottle with you. All right, next thing, number 4, figure out what island you want to go to first. And I'm gonna let you talk about that a little bit, because you know the names of the islands and stuff like that, and which island versus which island are best for what reasons. So, go.
We are going to Ecuador. We are flying into Guayaquil. Then from there are 2 airports that you can go to in the Galapagos Islands. One is on the island of Santa Cruz, and the other is on the island of San Cristobal. We are choosing to fly into San Cristobal.
Which is the island? What? What's the name of the island?
San Cristobal.
That's what it's called. What is the airport? It's the SCY.
Is
if you
the
want to look
airport
up.
code.
Is the airport code?
We are choosing to go there because
It is more.
San Cristobal is more laid back. It has a more island vibe feel to it. It's less of a party, bar hopping type of atmosphere. And apparently you can just see nature all around you instead of having to book a tour or hire someone.
And what about the length of leaving the airport to actually being versus the other island?
That's a good point. If you do choose to fly into Santa Cruz Island, it's about, what was it, an hour to get to like city center, or like the main city there.
Yeah, you had to take like a ferry, a bus, and a taxi.
If you choose to fly into San Cristobal,
It's like a 6-minute walk or something.
I think it's even a 2-minute walk. I think you're just pretty much right there in the middle of it where you need to be, near the hotels and whatnot.
There's like a beach right there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So super important to find out. Those are the 2 airports. There's not any other airports, right?
No, there's only those 2.
So you need to make sure
San
you
Cristobal
figure
is the
out
furthest east island.
the differences between the 2 islands. From what we understand and what we're understanding is the one that we're picking, San Cristobal, is more relaxed, laid back. It's more like off the beaten path, more kind of like actual nature just everywhere. And then the other one's more developed. There's a lot more lodging. It may be
Hotels,
more,
restaurants, bars, shops.
more like nightlife and stuff like that. More like a city vibe, and the other one's more like a nature vibe. So kind of depends on what you want. Do you want like more jumping off spots? And obviously you need to probably figure out where you're going to, and I would say that this is number 9, even though we're not there yet. Number 9 would be make sure wherever you're staying, actually your lodging is actually where you're flying in. Because if not, if you show up in the middle of the night and you've got to be on another island to be able to, this is the mistake we almost made. We almost booked a hotel for the wrong island that we weren't even knowing that there was like multiple airports or anything like that. And it's a 2-hour ferry from one to the other, and it's a flat rate ferry, $30. But the problem is if you show up in the middle of the night and you don't know that, you're screwed until the next day. And then who wants to sit around with their luggage in the middle of Galapagos? Let's be honest, you're probably going to get eaten by an iguana, or a sea lion's going to fart on you or something. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. Okay, so enough of that, but I think that's really important because that is something that we almost completely screwed up. The next thing is the entry fee. It was $100 state park fee or national park fee that you have to pay per person, which is $100 cash. It has to be paid at the airport before you are able to enter, and then it is an additional $20 per person cash before you actually leave Guayaquil to be able to come over there. So
it's like a transit fee.
Yeah, so you need a minimum of like $200-300 to be able to just get across, if that makes sense. And you need to make sure they are cash only. And I would probably bring cash. From what I'm hearing, that's probably a pretty smart idea. Obviously, don't show up with like 20 grand or something like that, but make sure you have enough to be able to cover.
That's what I'm gonna do.
You know, no, you're not.
Hurry up.
You gotta be. What do you mean, hurry up? What do you mean, hurry up?
That's a big list. Hurry up.
It is a big list. The next, number 6. Food there can be actually pretty expensive from what we're hearing, and obviously this is before we get there or whatever, but it's important that you do stop. It's a video, not a picture. It's important that she goes to the gym while she's there, which we did find some, which is actually great. That's kind of like a little side note. There is multiple gyms there. Number 6 is food there can be really expensive as opposed to like Ecuador, because you're out in the middle of nowhere. So it's a little bit harder to get stuff or whatever. So understand that if you want to save money, you can find like where the locals eat and stuff like that. Apparently it's between about $7 and $10. You ask for like the daily special. It's going to come with an appetizer. It's going to come with a meal. And it's also going to come with a drink for between $7 and $8 for lunch, and about $10 and $12 for dinner, which is kind of cool. It might not be exactly what you want to eat, but you can find on average, if you're not going to those places, it could be between $20 and $30 per meal. So make sure you're going to the local places and kind of eating what they eat, and you'll probably save some bucks. All right, next thing, number 7 is book accommodation and book accommodations in advance. We're a few months out now, and in San Cristobal, there's probably 12, maybe 15 options. There's not very many. And this is a few months out.
At least on hotels.com.
Right, and at least on hotels.com. Maybe booking.com, Verbo, or something like that, other half. And I would say, because these are islands, and because it was, 20 miles across total? So it's not very big.
20 miles.
And which is like smaller than like Maui or something like that. So you need to make sure that I would book your accommodations first, so that you don't get like slim pickings and you're picking whatever's left. You actually get what you want. There are super affordable options in different areas, like all the way from $30 to all the way up to like a couple $100 or something like that. It didn't seem super crazy. I'm sure there's more. But as far as booking in advance, you can book tours in advance, like cruises or the 360 tour or snorkeling tour or boating tours or something like that. But from what I'm hearing, I would probably wait on those, because you can actually get a better idea of exactly what boat you're going to be on and what you're going to be doing. And a little tip, they have like the 360 tour, which is like the tour of like the whole island and stuff, and they go on a couple of excursions throughout the day, and they feed you and stuff like that, and they have them all the way from like $150 up to $220, $300. From what I understand, the difference is not they're trying to get over on you, because that's what my mind would tell me, I'll be honest. The difference, actually, believe it or not, is the quality of the boat. So it's the type of boat. A lot of the times they have like an economy boat, which is kind of like sailboat or something like that, and then they have like the luxury yachts, which can have like really good accommodations and stuff like that. So understand, it's going to probably most likely, don't get screwed or whatever, but most likely it's going to be the type of boat and the type of accommodations that you're going to be on. Instead of sitting on the side of a hard rubber, you might be sitting on a nice couch inside an air-conditioned area. So kind of ask about that stuff along the way. The next thing, number 8, and we already did number 9, and we're going to do one little tip at the end from each of us. This number 8 is have fun no matter what. You have to understand when you're going to these types of things. I've gone on like the Mekong River and stuff like that, slow boat, Halong Bay, all kinds of different things. When you're doing those absolutely weird, random other excursions to like small destinations, it can be kind of confusing and stressful and stuff like that. Shit's always changing and stuff. So understand that just go with the flow and have fun no matter what. You're in a beautiful place. It's probably once in a lifetime for a lot of people. So definitely just enjoy yourself, and just whatever happens, happens. Just enjoy it. One little side note, I want you to just kind of wing something that you think that people should know before they go, that we've learned.
The island that we're going to, San Cristobal, it's where it has the largest population of sea lions, and that's part of the reason that I want to go there. Also, hammerhead sharks live there all year round. I thought maybe they might be seasonal, but they live there all year, and I'm excited to see those as well. I'm just looking forward to it. I think it'll have more than enough to offer, and probably things we didn't even expect. So it will truly be an adventure. I'm excited.
Cool. Okay, and mine would be that take a day, maybe in the middle of your trip, if you're going to be there a few days, and actually get on a ferry and go to one of the other islands. We've already planned probably that we're going to be going to Santa Cruz one time, just take a ferry for one of the snorkel adventures, just to check out the other islands and stuff like that, and then come back later on in the day. Understand that it's like $60 and you can actually go get a taste of what that vibe is. Maybe you'll like it more, maybe you'll like it less. Follow our travels. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask. We're going to go in a few months, and thanks for watching. Be stronger than excuses and travel, because you're not freaking dead yet. Thanks, guys.